What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review, and today is another world level in-house. These are in-houses for people who are, trying to prep for their regional competitions and things like that. And there's another stacked lobby. If you look at the right here, we got Replay, a world champ, Dasic, very strong European player, Michael, very strong Americas player, Fan the Kiki is another strong Americas player, Black Sheep, another Americas player, and then I don't know who Go Booster or Ali or S are, but these are all world caliber players, so it'll be a fun lobby to watch. And I believe these are YBY1 scores from the in-houses so far. He's been destroying them, but okay, we're gonna hold on to early. Is this that much of a decision? It is actually a bit of a decision here if he wants to, but I think this makes a lot of sense for YBY's spot. He wants to hold on to the mages here for potential mage opener and the vanguards for potential vanguard opener. And the one unit that is not either of those that he's going to hold on to is a Jax here. Also, I think my internet wants me to be not 1080, but fuck it, we're doing 1080. Yeah, we're good. All right, but yeah, I mean, this is already a pretty solid opener. If we wanted to play another reroll game where we play around Hui reroll. I mean, we do have the Mordekaiser and the Rumble already, so we'll see. Pick up a Zoe pair here, and he's just going to hold on to Poppy as well, but not throw away any of the Vanguards to hold on to Poppy pair here, which I think makes sense. All right. Bears gonna be choosers, precise planning, item grab bag. Precise planning, actually, I'm curious. It says 4.19 on the op.gg overlay, which is pretty good. I'm just gonna double check on text set tools. Yeah, about the same 4.28 it says in Diamond Plus. So this would be the best one here. They've nerfed kind of this augment a little bit, where it only gives you 2 gold for every round, but you can have up to 4 units alive at the end of it on either side of the board, which means that you're almost always getting this early game. So I feel like it's just an easy precise planning pickup. Beggars can be choosers. It does give you a bit of econ to start 7 gold, but we started with a 3 cost, so nothing really to consider. To consider as far as like what portal we're in. We're not in like a gold silver prismatic portal when you could use this to like filter to try to fish for a good prismatic, but I just don't love this augment in general. So yeah, I mean, precise planning seems like a very, very solid pickup here, but ooh, wait, he really likes, looks like YBY really, really likes precise planning here. I don't know what his idea with this augment actually is here, but it looks like he's going to pick up the precise planning here. Yep, and there's Zoe too. So now we can play a decent board playing around Zoe. We get a big Mordekaiser here, going to make the gargoyle onto him, and going to decide to play Sugarcraft over actually anything else. Or Sugarcraft over potentially like a Witchcraft on this board. And it looks like he's patching his client to play in a tournament or something. Or maybe these players are all playing on Tourney Realm, and they're playing, I don't know what server they'd be on right now, but maybe they're on like a server and now they're going to go on Tourney Realm to make it easier. Who knows? In any case, interesting start for YBY taking this Beggars Can Be Choosers augment that statistically is not very good. This could be a scenario where this is an augment that YBY thinks is underrated. This happens a lot with very, very strong TFT players where they will see an augment like this. And, for some of them, especially an augment like this that is very, very much like it's a skill testing augment. There are very many different ways to play around this augment. It could be that YBY's idea is that this augment is just like actually really strong if you play it in a certain way. So I'm very curious to see what he actually decides to do with it, because it does have, in my opinion, like kind of a high cap if you have like a really, really broken augment that you are digging for. And it does give you a decent amount of econ early. Pick up the Bard and the Wukong here. This is something, by the way, I've been watching a decent amount of these YBY1 VODs. He loves this Wukong unit. He has been playing around Wukong as much as he can here. We don't really have a great spot to play around like Jinx in this position with a sword, not one of Jinx's best components. We could go into Carousel and take Bow here, maybe reroll for like the perfect Jinx reroll augment. We'll see what YBY1 wants to go for here with the Wukong, but we do know that Wukong is a great Gargoyles holder, and he's just going to sit on this board right now. We're going to keep the Sugarcraft in, and we get Scholar in here with the Bard here, and Bard, as I've talked about before, is a fantastic unit, so we'll see. Bard on Carousel with Shojin if we want to take it and we want to play something AP. This does kind of lock off the possibility of us playing around Jinx at this point, but I don't think we were ever going to play that point. It'll be interesting to see what YBY1 wants to actually play in this spot here. He's going to take the Charm. I don't even know what this is. Oh my god, that was give you an extra copy of a unit that you fielded, and it gave him Bard. It was actually, I mean, that's a fantastic charm to take there because it's 50-50. It's either Bard, well, it's 50-50. It's either Bard or Wukong, a 3 cost, which would be huge, or it could even be Soraka too, which would be a pretty good outcome. The only bad outcome there would have been the Zoe, but we ended up getting the Bard, which is probably the best outcome out of all of them, because now we have Bard 2. Maybe we're going to see this mythical Bard reroll comp that I've been talking about. Who knows? I'm interested in seeing how YBY1 wants to play around it. And I mean, this is a fantastic start here. Only downside is we're actually not 5-streak, and we're going to be a little bit poor this game because of the fact that we have a Bard 2 on our board. Usually you can be compensated for that by the fact that you are win streaking. But the other sort of compensation that exists here is that we do have we have 7 gold from our augment here, so that'll kind of get us back up to baseline a little bit. But you can see, you know, compared to probably the rest of the lobby, we're a little poor making 30 gold, especially when everyone started with a 3 cost. The 30, I mean, 30 is not bad. We started with an extra 7 gold, so we're still doing quite well. Our board's just quite expensive when you look at it. It's what, 17 gold? There's another Jinx, okay, but or the first Jinx really, but it looks like YB1 is not that interested in holding on to Jinx. I think with the changes to Sugarcraft, what I've seen from a lot of players like this is just you keep 2 Sugarcrafts in, and you can honestly like get to very high levels of Sugarcraft just with 2 sugar in. So yeah, I think that's what he's going to go for here. And he is going to hold on to the Jinx just to make sure that, you know, maybe we keep some options open. That is a static Shiv as a very easy slam here if we want to play into some kind of AP comp. What is that 8 gold charm there? 1. I mean, I guess we're about to see what it is. Oh, it's the component anvil. Okay, and he's going to use it to make a red buff. Nice. All right. So Shojin, a red buff here. We'll see where these items end up going down the line, because it's interesting. These are, I mean, red buff's a great Rise item, but the problem with playing like Rise from this spot is that you normally would play like a 4 Scholar version of Rise, and you don't want to build Shojin when you play that version of Rise. So like, I would think it would be Rise, but I don't know. We'll see what he does with this charm. We have the Shojin red buff. I mean, could be, if he thinks Reroll is broken, he could be back to Reroll. We'll see. All right, next augment here. And as you can see, we have all of these refreshes. So I'm kind of going to let YBY1 do his thing, because I don't know if I can analyze this. I mean, it's his idea, what, that he's praying for silver augment here. I mean, double silver, like he really reacted that. I mean, theoretically, if he got Recombobby, he could have a 2-star 4 cost here, but is that even that good? I don't know. Maybe his hope was to get like a silver augment finish or something like that. I don't know, actually. All right, we're rolling deep. He does not look like he finds exactly what he looks for. He does get this rolling for days augment, which is quite good statistically, and he is going to pick that up here. Okay, so I think YB, I mean, we're silver. I don't know exactly what the pool looks like for I should have that that list with me, but let me see if I can find it. Augment tier like flow chart. Yeah, there's some old ones. Oh, this says set 12. Okay. I hope that this is right. This is from tftodds.com. So there is 5% odds silver gold, 5% odds silver. Oh, okay. So no, it's either silver gold or silver prismatic. It's 5%. So it's 50-50 on either of these, is what this chart says. I mean, I think that makes sense. I don't think there is silver anymore, just because they thought people don't enjoy that. So that like matches up with my experience, basically. So yeah, YBY loses the last fight, sadly, but does get 4 sugar in here. So he's really stacking the Sugarcraft. I mean, maybe it'll be like a Sugarcraft reroll. I mean, yeah, there is like Preserver. There's like a Preserver Wukong setup that, you know, lots of people like to play with. And hey, we have 11 free refreshes for potentially level 7 or level 8. So YBY just kind of has to decide which he wants to do. Does he want to just send it really hard on level 7 in a round, or probably at 4-1, honestly, with this amount of gold 52, it's a little bit expensive to like level to 7 here and just use 11 rolls, because we'll be down to like 20 gold or something, though we would be really strong. We'll see. Item off carousel here, we have tier open, right? We could have made Shiv, but we made red buff instead. So I think we have tier open here. I don't know that you'd really want a blue buff, but I mean, tier is a great component. So yeah, I could see taking it, but I don't know that you really want blue buff here. Unless you want to play Karma from this spot, you could go blue buff, red buff, and then move Shojin somewhere else, though. I don't know. I mean, YBY's looking at the slam just for slam's sake. Also, yeah, I think part of the reason why he wants to, or why they might be changing servers is like, look at YBY's lag here, man. He is doing his best with a decent amount of ping. I can't see the ping because of his sponsors up there, but you know, all good. He's gonna opt to just slam the tier onto the Straka for now. I think this makes a lot of sense. We don't necessarily want to commit to a blue buff here, and we're not on a streak anyway. You know, maybe if we were 100 streaking here, he would make the slam, but we're not. So why slam the blue buff here? Because that really cuts us off to a few different comps. Pick up the Zillion, who's a nice unit to potentially play on this board. Really cheap to level here, but it'll be interesting to see. It's really cheap to level here, and we do get to play a Zilean on this board. But if YBY1 doesn't level here, it's almost suggesting that he wants to play some kind of reroll setup with this Wukong, because, you know, like if you were just going to push fast 8, then leveling here versus leveling not here doesn't really make any difference. You're just going to push to 8. But if you level here and you're playing reroll, then any kind of natural XP that you get is wasted down the line, because you want to sit on level 7 for a really long time. So I wonder if this is an indicator that YBY1 wants to actually just, you know, go level up to 7 here, because it makes no difference 3-7 or 4-1 to go 7, and he just wants to send it to 0 here on 7, look for like Wukong 3, Bard 3. I don't know. Maybe that's what he wants to play. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see. It could be nothing as well, and maybe he does want to just push levels. That is a Wukong and a Redemption, which looks great. It's just, I still don't know what we're doing with all these tiers. He has 70 gold at this point, though. He also, I think YB1, he missed on, he didn't use his remover, right? Yeah. Small mistake, but it could actually end up being really big here that he didn't pop this tier off of the Soraka here. Yeah, small stuff, but it can matter a lot. YBY1, you gotta clutch that up for regionals. That could make a difference in situations like this. We're gonna be down 1 remover here, because we kind of have to get this tier off Soraka, I would think. Especially if we want to make something like a Redemption blue buff. But yeah, I mean, looks like he doesn't actually, interesting enough, he doesn't want to slam the Redemption here onto the Wukong, and it does look like he's not rolling on 7, so the idea is just going to be push level 8 and play for that with the blue buff slam. He's maybe just saying that I have to play around like Preserver Karma from this spot. I mean, that would certainly make sense. I guess also there is some kind of idea of playing around like Warriors, throwing the blue buff onto Gwen, and then using the Shojin red buff onto Karma, but hey, we'll see. All right, last augment here. We have a lot of rerolls to use here. If we want to play something really 4-cost centric, there is Reinforcement. I love Combat Caster with Blue Buff Shojin, though. Our units are going to be casting so quickly. I feel like this is a really, really easy take. So we'll see here. And yeah, I think YBO1 agrees. Combat Caster, fantastic. There's already a 2-star Monkey here. He does pick up a lot of these Preserver units. He's picking up Rise, which is interesting. 6 Bards at this point as well. Rise, Rakan. Rise is sitting on this board as a Scholar right now. There's Melio. Okay. So a 4 Scholar, 3 Preserver setup. We pop the blue buff off. I don't know where this is. Whoa. Wow. This is a wild item setup, but the idea is just to maximize value for Melio, right? You're put just the Shojin onto Melio to get him casting, just the blue buff onto Karma to get her blue buffing, and then just the red buff onto Rise to allow him to spread the red buff. That is a wild slam. I could not expect that. Also, picks up the Morgana, who's going to be slightly better than the Rakan. And this is his idea, Preserver Scholar. Yo, this is a cool setup here. And I love this little innovation here. He's got Karma on the board as well, and the triple items just kind of spread out. This is so weird. It's also really interesting that he's holding onto this tier and refusing to make Redemption in a spot like this. I'm shocked, because I feel like Redemption should be such a solid slam onto the Wukong, and then Melio can farm you the rest of the items. He's going to farm 3rd item for Melio, or for Wukong. Wow, this is such a cool little board, though. Just playing around the Wukong, too. I mean, it's very, very flex TFT. He found the Melio. Obviously, he wants to find a way to slot in that Melio, but just playing around the Wukong, too, that he ended up picking up, and this is his setup. This is crazy. I mean, he's got the tier open. I don't know what it... I mean, the other thing would be, like, Static Shiv. You go, like, Static Shiv Warmogs would be, like, the ideal world. Is going to pick up the Rod here. We don't need Morellos or anything like that, so maybe at this point... Wow, he's going to make Archangels here over... making a defensive item for Wukong here. That is crazy. And I mean, he's just sitting on these Wukongs, looking like he's gonna go for a Wukong 3 on 8. He's got the Taric sitting there on the bench for a potential level up to fit Portal onto this board. But, you know, like normally you would be playing more around Portal. You'd be able to play some kind of like Taric on your board as your main tank. But I mean, we can't get off this Wukong. This Wukong is holding our front line together and buying so much time for the Melio and everyone else. I don't know. This is such a cool board. This is such a YBY board, by the way. I feel like if I saw somebody do this, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You're crazy. But YBY1, he's making it work. It goes against all of the fundamental tenets of TFT, you know, like the base rules of TFT. It's that you want to concentrate your items on one unit, right? You want to make sure you put 3 items on a unit. You don't want to just be stuck here with the, you know, this Rise having 2 items and then the Shojin stuck on Melio. But Melio allows him to break those rules, especially because he's playing 4 Scholar as well. This Melio is going to guaranteed cast pretty quickly with this Shojin. He's going to throw items to the Rise. He's going to throw items to the Wukong. I mean, he's using Melio to his limits. I haven't seen somebody do this with Melio before, where he just triple spreads the items like that. But I mean, it's working. Look at it. He's 4 streaked here. This is such a cool usage of Melio that, yeah, So few people I see end up doing this with Melio. They just kind of use Melio as like a little bonus. You get some items on your units, but it's not like that insane. I would definitely like to pick up something nice for our Wukong here. We do want to roll for Wukong 3. I think he's looking at these Olafs for some reason. I don't know. Maybe Olaf is like someone's digging for Olaf 3 or something. Really just digging for that Wukong 3, especially keep streak here. Wow. Wow, that is a crazy call to me. I thought for sure he's going to go for Warmogs onto Wukong. I don't even understand this. Why would you go I mean, TJ Morgana is great. I'm shocked that it's Warmog, not Warmog's Wukong, especially if we're not going to do this, you could remove the Giant Spell off Wukong so you can at least farm some more items for him. That's crazy. I thought for sure it was going to be a Warmogs there from YBY1, but I mean, I don't know what to say. One off Wukong, 3 here. I mean, maybe his idea is that Warmogs isn't good enough, but I don't know what else he would have gone for other than Warmogs in the spot. There's Karma 2 and the Wukong 3. Big hits here, spikes the board immensely, and yeah, I mean, this is gonna be the setup for a little while. Yeah, I wonder what he wants for the Wukong. I mean, you don't need like Sunfire or anything like that for heal cut. Like maybe Spark, but like I don't know about Spark. But yeah, this feels a little weird that we have this Giant Spell sitting on Wukong that we could remove or off of him when we could be giving more items, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe, I mean, there's no way he would prefer a triple item Zoe than having an item onto Wukong. I don't know. This is so weird to me. Okay, he makes 10 gold and gets the charm that's going to give his team some HP. Surely we're going to keep this Zillion in here, and we're just looking to push 9 at this point. But yeah, I don't get this belt on Wukong. I mean, I guess the upside is by giving Wukong 2 items, he'll always be prioritized for the first item. That must be what it is. Because if you did remove this Giant's belt, there is a chance that Melio would choose to throw item to Rise, who has 2 items, and then to Karma, who only has 1 item. Karma and Wukong would be tied with same number of items. Maybe that's the idea. And then the idea is if ideally we get a Wukong item off Carousel here, now we can remove her the Giant's belt. Maybe that's the idea. I mean, is there a Wukong? There's Steadfast Heart is the only takeable one. He's still not going to take a Wukong item here. This is crazy. And he's going to go for the 3 item Rise here. That kind of solves his issue, right? So is he going to remove the Wukong now? Because now that Rise is 3 items, the first item's always going to go to Wukong and always to Karma. Why are we... Does he have like a tournament that he has to play in like on the day that he's... If this YBY guy is about to like play in tournament while he's like in an in-house in another lobby, like this guy's just the beast. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't get this belt on Wukong. I would think maybe he was, in the middle of that and now he's going to remove the belt on Wukong. I guess we'll see. But I would think it would make sense to me to remove the belt now. And his idea was just to always prioritize an item onto Wukong, and then now he wants to do it. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, it looks like he's busy with something else, but YBY1, can you focus on this game, man? Because this is such a crazy line. He's just... the best TFT players are always like this, man. They're just like casually, they just play this insane setup, play this insane way, and then they're just casually like, yeah, whatever, Ooh, okay, he finally lost a fight. So maybe this will make YBY1... focus up a little bit to try to win out this lobby, because that was a big loss there. This guy's still doing this, by the way, with just nothing. Wait, I actually completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, with garbage in his planner, I don't know why he has like all this random crap in his planner, but whatever. There is a Morgana 2 on 8, which is always to be expected. It's a very likely thing to hit. Okay, now we get Bramblevest or Adaptive. Scout here for the and now okay, so I think this is in line with what makes sense to me, and this makes a lot of sense. This is what YBY1 always wanted to do in this spot, and it's hard to tell because he was sidetracked doing other stuff if he would have removed that Giant Spell earlier. I do see the idea though behind, oh my god, and he just barely beats Dasik. I do see the idea behind keeping Giant Spell to guarantee that Wukong gets that first item, because it's unlikely that a solo frontline Wukong is going to survive for multiple casts of this Melio, so he might as well just keep that Giant Spell on Wukong, guarantee that Wukong gets prioritized for that item, and then you get to after that, Wukong's dead, and then you end up throwing items onto Zoe, and that's whatever. I do think, though, after we get to 3-item Rise, this makes perfect sense. Now Wukong's always going to be proud for that first item, so now we remove her the item. It does look, though, like it's going to be really tough for us to beat that person who's playing around Smolder. It is a top 2, but it might be that Dasik ends up winning this Slavi, unless we can get a broken charm here. Ooh, what did he roll over there? I didn't actually see what that was because I don't speak the language. But I'm actually surprised there. He's gonna sell Zillion here to pick up this charm. It looks like I don't know what charm that was. It was 4 gold. Maybe it's like a Yordle Spirit or something. I guess we'll see here. Not Yordle Spirit. Looks like all of his units got a little bit of a shield. What in any case, we'll see. This fight actually looks a lot closer though. Oh, I think Dasik beat the other player, and YBY1 is a good matchup into Dasik. So it is a dub for YBY1. That is, I mean, what a pretty game. I mean, also he was like just multitasking through half the game, smurfing on the world's best players, which I mean, just TFT, just YBY1 things. But what a cool game. I love that round where he threw a single item. Blue buff onto Karma, red buff onto Rise, Shojin onto Melio. That was a crazy round. I think so few people would make that choice of itemization. I think so few people would have even played this board, by the way, which was a Preserver Scholar board. He's not fitting in like Arcana type units. He's playing around Preservers and Wukong with Scholar. It was so cool. He's a random Karma on the Rise board. Like, I don't even get how it all completely fits, but it worked, and he won the game with it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch. I'll leave the links down below. Thank you guys again for watching.